I have a tomato plant that's ready to be put outdoors. It's warm enough. And so I need to take it out of this container and put it into the ground. You'll want to do your transplanting either early in the morning or into the evening, the cooler parts of the day. And you want to make sure that there isn't direct sunlight. And the reasons for those are because the roots are fragile, and if they get too warm and the direct sunlight's on them, it can cause your plant to die. So before we get it out of the pot, we want to prepare the ground the best we can. So find a very sunny location if you're transplanting tomatoes. Tomatoes need a lot of sun. And you're going to want to dig a hole that is bigger than the pot that your plant is in. So this is my pot, and I've already dug a hole. And you can see that it is bigger than my planted pot here. After you do that, you can take your garden tool and just kind of rough up the bottom of the hole. When you're transplanting, you're disturbing the roots, and they're stressed out when you do that. And so you want to make sure that the ground that those roots are coming into contact with is loose, so they don't have to put forth a lot of energy at first until they get settled in. So just make it loose at the bottom of the hole. Now, if this is the first time that you're planting in your garden, it probably still has a lot of nutrients in the soil. So don't worry about this next step if this is a new garden. But if you've been gardening for a while in the location you're at now, you'll want to add nutrients into the soil for the plant. You can get some compost, and you can add that. Just sprinkle a couple handfuls at the bottom of the hole. Another great thing to add is fish meal. It's super high in nitrogen, which helps leaves to grow really strong and healthy. So when a plant is first growing, you want it to have strong leaves. They take the sunlight, photosynthesize, make energy for the plant. Once it flowers, you'll add other nutrients. But for now, fish meal, high nitrogen, is really great for the plant. So I take that and I just sprinkle about a handful into the hole. Then you'll want to kind of work it into the soil that you loosened up at the bottom of the hole. Next, you want to put water into the hole. Fill it up about halfway with water. Now everything is ready for you to take your plant out of the pot. I always tell kids when I'm gardening with them is to use scissor fingers. So instead of gripping the stem like all the way around like this, don't do that. You want to spread your fingers out, put them in between the base of the stem, and push against the soil. So you're really not putting any pressure on the plant. You're putting pressure on the top of the soil, okay? Then you're going to turn it over, squeeze the top of the pot, and it will loosen up until you can pull it off. All right, so this is the part where you're going to turn it over and place it into the hole. Now, depending on how big you made the hole, you may need to pull it up a little bit and backfill with the soil. You can cover up some of the tomato leaves with the soil if maybe your plant got really tall and leggy. It's okay to do that. So we're just backfilling all around the plant. Backfilling. We're being super gentle. Okay. Then you're going to firm down the soil, nice and gentle all around. With tomato plants, if there are any leaves touching the ground, you'll want to just nip them off. So I just take my nail and I kind of push against my skin where the leaves are and take them off. And we do this just so that any critters on the ground aren't climbing up onto your tomato plant. It helps to keep disease off your plant. All right, there we go. So now it's in the ground. I'm going to add just a little bit more around here. And then you're going to water it again. You water at the base of the plant. You don't water on the top of the plant. You want to water down here. The leaves don't take in the water, it's the roots. So you want to water low. All right. If you are transplanting something else that has a lot of plants inside of it, you'll want to prep all your holes first, put the fertilizer in or the compost, water each of the holes, and then take it out of the pot. Remember, we don't want to expose the roots too long to the air. They need to be in the soil. This gives it the best shot to succeed after you've transplanted it. So these are some flowers, and I will also plant those, and I'll show you how to take them apart carefully and plant them separately. All right. And I think I've mentioned before how nice this tool is. It's called a Hori Hori, and it is a garden knife, and it is multifunctional, and it's my favorite tool. So if you're looking for a good tool, look out for this one. Okay, so the holes are made. A little bit of fish meal in the bottoms. These plants are not very big, so they don't need very deep holes. Then you're going to water. Halfway. All right, so scissor fingers. Put them carefully in between the plants. Keep down low, so if they fall, they don't have too far to fall. Squeeze out. You can see there's lots of roots on the bottom here. You can just gently lay them down and see how they fall apart. And once you have one, you gently pick it up by its leaves, because if you lose one leaf, you still have a plant. If you break the stem, you don't have a plant anymore. So you can see the roots are all hanging down here. And you'll place it into the hole, holding it by the leaf, and then you'll backfill around the plant. And then, of course, you would water. If I had any water, we would have the water in there. And then you would just continue to gently pull them apart by their leaves. See, I got two more out. And backfill. Firm it down lightly, and then water. And just repeat this until all of your plants are planted, and you'll be good to go. And then just remember to water when the plants need it.